Hello, and welcome to the Jersey Nerds podcast. We are gathered today to commemorate our fallen Jersey nerd, Noah. He isn't dead, but his internet
He's
sucks.
just not drafting.
In his honor, Justin and BPoe have donned his former jersey.
We're wearing our funeral attire.
I don't own this jersey,
He
and
doesn't
so I'm
like
wearing
it.
Sabres
Take away.
50th. It means I hate Noah.
Close enough.
Yeah, so today I'm wearing the Pittsburgh Penguins 2018 through 21 alternate jersey. I got Zach Aston Reese on it, and behind
Another
me I got
graphic
the Pittsburgh
designer.
Penguins 2018 through 2021 alternate jersey, the Pittsburgh Penguins 2018 through 2021 alternate jersey, and the Pittsburgh Penguins 2017 Stadium Series jersey because I only own 3 of the Pittsburgh Penguins 2018 through 2021 alternate jersey.
Only 3. What a slacker.
Welcome to the Jersey Nerds podcast, your home for debates and discussions surrounding sports, uniforms, hockey jersey design, and more.
I almost said I own 3 times as many of this jersey as Burkus. That is not how math works.
No, he owns infinitely many more. And yeah, so how are we doing besides having just recorded a podcast for an hour and a half, and it's now 11 p.m. and I've been up since 7:45 and I'm tired as fuck.
Just recording a second podcast. How about you?
Yeah.
My brain is still tired, but I've actually had some time to sit down for a little while, which is nice.
I'm also now realizing
we get out of it.
I'm also now realizing I haven't eaten since 12:45.
Oh no!
So, I just
first overall pick in the snack draft.
Yeah. Reese's peanut butter cups. Anyways,
there you go.
Yeah, we're doing another draft. This is part 2 of our Adidas in Review series. Last episode, which was half an hour ago for us, probably a couple days for y'all, was the outdoor and all-star game jerseys. This is almost everything else, kind of. Exceptions to everything else. Outdoor and all-star game jerseys, obviously. Reverse retros we're not including here. Those will be their own separate draft because there's 63 of them. We're not including jerseys that were direct Reebok carryovers. So like Washington's home and road jersey won't be included here.
Or for what that's worth, any other form of throwback.
That is the third thing, is stuff like the Hurricanes Whalers jerseys or the Flames new home and road jerseys where they brought back their Heritage Classic looks, also not included. Even still, we have 52 jerseys to go over, which means we'll end up with 3 teams of 17 and 1 jersey of ultimate shame.
Shame jersey.
What will that shame jersey be?
What that is.
Probably Tampa's 2018 alternate, if we're being honest.
I hate that I feel like 3 jerseys that honestly probably should go in that category.
I mean, we could not pick 4 jerseys and have those be the jerseys of shame, but no, we will force these burdens upon us.
Yeah.
I think the 2018 Tampa Bay alternate isn't even the worst Tampa Bay alternate on this list.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, what Burkus said, but like, yeah, what Burkus said.
What? Yes, also of note, we are including the Tampa Bay's leaked alternate for 2 reasons. One, we're recording this before they unveiled it, and it's like the final Adidas jersey, we need to include it. And 2, they've already confirmed that it's coming out in 5 days on the 15th. So,
and I guess if somehow that's not the correct jersey, whoops.
Whoops.
I would be.
But like, I don't know if I really see that being a reality at this point. They've dropped some teasers. It's very similar.
Yeah.
Like, in what you see in the teasers is what we see in the leak. So like, I would be astounded if it's not that jersey.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Shall we?
Let's get this party started. Justin has the first overall pick because we shuffled the order around. So yeah, Justin, go ahead and take the best jersey of the Adidas era.
overall pick, Justin's Jerseys Incorporated are proud to select from the Carolina Hurricanes their home jersey, but not that home jersey, the red one.
Yeah.
That was definitely also my pick. Yeah.
That
There you go.
wasn't gonna be my pick, but like I respect the statement being made with it because Carolina, like Hurricanes fans, y'all don't appreciate this jersey enough. It is fantastic. It's top 5 for me.
Not even Hurricanes fans, literally like anybody outside of our
Fans.
circle here.
True.
Like
Yeah.
this jersey is just it's best in Hurricanes history by far.
And it's
And
got to be a
clearly,
top
I think
five.
at least two of the three of us agree that it's top of the Adidas era of like new jerseys they introduced.
I was going to say maybe
mean,
including the other 2 categories that we'll do in the other episodes. But
Yeah,
I think it's definitely top
certain
3,
that
if
I'm
not
missing.
top 1.
I'm not certain that I'm missing or that I'm not missing a reverse retro. That I'm not like forgetting about one, but like this is quite possibly all the way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
All right. With my second pick, it's a really close
Your
call.
first pick, the second pick.
You know what? My first pick, the second pick. I'm gonna pull a little bit of strategy into this one actually.
okay.
Already, I'm gonna take Minnesota Wild 2017 to current home jersey.
Okay.
Which, I mean, if you've listened for a while, if you've been on our Discord, you know I love this one. I love this one. The green is it's a beautiful shade of green. What do I call it? Consistently inconsistent. The consistent inconsistency works really well between the chest stripe and the arm stripe. It's just all around an amazing jersey.
The sneaky negative here that still breaks my brain and makes me cry, and I think Chris Ramirez pointed out to me on one of these podcasts, is the consistent inconsistency between the shoulder numbers and back numbers, where the shoulder numbers aren't outlined in red. I
Yeah.
still like
I
cringe
forgot
every
about
time I
that.
see that detail.
I don't love that. Now, also the collar isn't the greatest, but like to me, overall, those are small enough details that I can look past them.
Yeah.
Which is maybe ironic, considering that we might get to that later with a couple of different jerseys. But you know,
So I know what my
Burkus looks
first
like he's
overall
up to
pick
something.
is gonna be because if you ask me, this is the best jersey of Didier era. I'm not a big fan of that wild home jersey, but whatever. And that is San Jose's brand new home jerseys. These absolutely slap, and anyone who
I
tells
like
you,
it. I honestly did not know you felt that strongly of them, but they were in my top 5 as well. I respect that. I like that pick.
yeah,
They're beautiful.
they are absolutely astounding. Aside from swapping out
Normally,
like the Los Tribunes, I probably butchered that logos.
Tiburones.
No.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I think generally I love contrasting pants, I guess is the way to put it. But like these are all 3 probably top 5 Adidas looks to me, and they're all monochrome head to toe. But I think they're interesting enough colors, and like I think on all of them, maybe with the exception of Carolina, I'd be interested to see them black pants. But with the other 2 for sure, like I'm confident their current like equipment choices are the right ones.
See, I disagree on San Jose because with their new alternate coming out recently, I know somebody like mocked up black equipment with their current home, San Jose, and I really liked it more than I would have thought. Because in theory, I would like an all teal look the best because of how colorful it is. I feel like it actually adds a lot of what that uniform needs. That said, it's still an amazing uniform.
Now that you mention that, I'm very curious what their alt would look like with teal pants and gloves.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned this last podcast. Well, I guess not last podcast. What would have been like 2 ago? Whenever we talked about the Sharks alternates, is that I think I did mention that mock up exactly, but I really want to see like with how often NHL teams are messing with equipment now and like trying out their alternate pants with their home jersey, for example. I want to see San Jose try that at some point.
Yeah, for sure. Round 2, Brendan.
So
or Burkus,
Burkus still gets a
So
I got
this
used to him doing 2 in a row last time.
a lot harder. Part of me wants to be a dick and take the other San Jose jersey, but I'm not going to do that.
I would respect it. Take off 4. First 4 rounds. Bing,
no,
bing,
I'm not doing the other 2. At least not yet. I'm So I think there's another one I think I like more than this, but on principle, I'm not. I don't think I want to take it like in the second round. So I'm gonna take
Interesting.
the Kraken home jersey instead.
Oh,
Uh, because
not even the best Kraken jersey.
nah, I don't. I have a significant gap between that and their away.
Interesting. I do too, just in the other direction.
Yeah.
Just because so the away, I think I would like better if it had the upper arm filled instead of the bottom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, instead of the bottom. Okay, I thought you were saying both, and I was like,
No.
Then you have like this.
Yeah, no.
Speaking of this, that's my next pick.
Actually,
Oh,
I figured,
wow.
yeah,
I forgot you love this
I
one.
really love these ones. And granted, I don't think they would make
the
a good
guy who
home
has
and away
4 of
set.
them loves these jerseys. Wow, what a shock!
3 of them. 3 of them.
True. Stadium series.
And like I don't think they would make a great home and away set as is. I've said it before. I really want to see the Penguins take their current template, make it yellow, which they did in the 80s, and use that as their home jersey, or kind of do like a Vegas style, home second home instead of more like a really home alternate thing. But I love these ones, and I'd love the color yellow. I'm sure that's partly biased because I am a big Pens fan, but I just loved the way these looked on the ice. I really loved them. And I
See,
kind of
that's
figured, I
interesting.
wasn't sure. I didn't know that Burkus wasn't a huge fan of that Minnesota one. That was my strategy because I was very confident he wasn't picking this one.
So were you
Uh,
thinking of potentially taking this even second overall?
I would have if I knew that he wasn't going to
Wow.
take that Minnesota
See, I
one.
don't
so
like.
I like it that much.
in my rankings,
Out,
I love this one.
Minnesota's home is 17th and the Pittsburgh alternate is 24th.
this is
Hmm.
29th for me.
Wow.
Yeah, outside of this being
I
yellow,
mean,
there's nothing that really does it for me. For me, I think if the 2017 Stadium Series didn't exist, I think I'd be really high on this one. But it just
Yeah.
seemed like a rehashed version of that. Um, that it didn't really do a ton for me. That being said, Penguins in a yellow alt is definitely how things should be forever.
I think they also made all the improvements to that Stadium Series jersey that they needed to.
Actually, I
The
think they're
white
all
stripe.
downgrades. Every change is a downgrade.
Wow. Because I think the
I
white
think
stripe on the arm actually adds a lot. I really like the way that looks. The only thing that maybe is a downgrade from that Stadium Series is that I think plain pants would have looked better, but I get it.
Yeah.
I don't think
yeah,
the
that's true. They
stripe.
use their standard pants.
I
Yeah.
also
I don't
really
think the
like
stripe really,
that City of Champions
really.
patch is so beautiful, and I hate them for it because it means they've won 4 cups at the time. But
It's cool, but I don't like where it is. Like I'd like it as a shoulder patch of a
Yeah.
different jersey.
that's kind of the fun thing about it. And also, like,
Yeah, true.
I wish they had the arm numbers on the actual arms. Like,
Mm.
I wish they had a hem stripe. Like, put the sock stripes on
Well,
the hem.
I was gonna say another thing with this jersey that has always been interesting to me is that I normally don't like jerseys without a hem stripe, or unless you have like a chest stripe, something like that,
I
with
was
like
gonna say
nothing
your
on
2
the
jerseys
chest.
don't have a hem stripe.
I normally don't like a jersey without any sort of torso striping. This one's an exception. I've mocked it up. I've tried to mock it up with a hem stripe, like a trim to a full stripe. I don't like it better. I like it this way
I
better,
think
and
I
it's
think
such an anomaly for me.
contrasting pants you can get away with it without too
Yeah.
much issue. Um,
Yeah.
I think is general. I'll keep us moving here and
Yeah.
go with my second ranked jersey with the sixth overall pick and pick probably arguably the next best home jersey in the league with or uniform even with the Colorado Avalanche home look.
That was the one.
That was next on my list. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Absolutely adore it.
Yeah, that was the one I didn't want to pick on principle because it basically is just their original home jersey. I want to give Adidas some credit for being better,
I
but
mean,
yeah,
the
that
equipment
one's
goes a long way.
bullshit.
I love the way they cleaned up the striping. Like, this is a home I would really never change, except for the fact that it puts you in a weird situation with the road in the equipment that
Yeah,
I know I've tried to find every solution for and still haven't solved. But the home on its own is pretty much immaculate. I've often considered would I swap the gray stripe for white, and I'm still kind of undecided on that. But other than
yeah,
that, there's
that's the
really
one
not
tweak
not
I would
anything I
make.
would change.
Yeah,
I think so too.
and then you have another pick.
Oh shoot, I do. Okay, I honestly was not ready for that. Um, I got two really strong home jerseys. Let's shake it up a little. Um, I think this is the right move to make. I was going between two, but I think, and I know how at least Brendan feels about this one, so I'm going to lock it down and go with the Anaheim Ducks 30th anniversary jersey. Yeah, the eggplant and jade
Okay.
Starbucks logo jersey. I don't care for the logo, but the jersey is gorgeous.
That was higher on my list than I would have expected it to be at this point, even though I like it. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised it's going this early.
Yeah. Fittingly, and this
I'm
wasn't
very
intentional,
surprised by like,
I have it ranked 30th.
whoa, wow. I'm very surprised by like the rest of my top 10, to be honest. Those top two I would have expected. The rest of them, yeah, this we're going through and ranking all these really surprised me, but I feel happy with how I have things laid out so far, at least.
If Anaheim wanted to throw back to those Mighty Ducks jerseys without doing a direct throwback, this is a very solid, I think, option.
I mean, it's solid. I would just either swap out the logo for the normal
I
Mighty
mean,
Ducks logo,
I
or
think the logo being swapped feels.
I
I feel like
do,
that goes without saying.
yeah, or I do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind them doing their web D foot with like in teal and eggplant.
I
I've
wouldn't hate
never
that
liked
either.
how that looks. But that
See, I've
being
never
said,
liked
like,
how it looks recolored, but the logo is underrated.
Yes.
yeah, fair, no, valid. I will say, like, I don't want their originals to come back ever. I think they're incredibly dated. I honestly, the more I see them, the less I care for them. I think something like this with the old logo on it would be pretty ideal. But I don't need the angled striping original eggplant and jade look to even come back as an alternate, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Come to think of it, do any teams actually have asymmetrical, like,
Striping.
waist striping currently on a
The
home or
Blues,
road
do they
jersey?
still wear their heritage? Oh, on a home and away.
Or I guess alternate, but
Hard
I mean,
ye old
I don't know
NHL
if any teams
uniforms.
even do.
Not off the
Not that
top of my
immediately
head.
come to mind.
Yeah, not on NHL uniforms either. If the Blues wear their heritage, then that's probably the closest to
Yeah,
it. Which that's probably the dated element.
that's honestly kind of
That's why I
shocking
was.
to me that there's no
Yeah, in a
asymmetry going
way.
on. Interesting. Huh.
See, at this point, I'm also struggling to figure out what to pick because I feel like we've kind of dropped out of S tier or very close to
Yeah,
it,
Yeah.
and we're getting into like A tier. I think
I
I'm
would
gonna
agree.
go. I'm gonna steal the jersey off of Burkus's back. I'm gonna
No,
go.
dang.
I'm gonna go, and I'm picking it partly because I figured it was coming soon for him too.
It was.
Um,
It was my next pick.
I'm going Buffalo 50. It's. I
Damn.
mean, I don't remember what we would have said before. I feel like it would look good in royal, but the navy also works really well, and it has a nice
I think the
contrast with
navy
the
with the
gold.
metallic gold is ideal. Like I think
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love the royal and gold they use now,
it
but
has
with
a
that
great
metallic gold,
contrast with that metallic gold. Yeah,
I will say looking
it's
at it
just
again, like the gold does get lost in the white from a distance quite a bit.
yeah,
This was my sixth overall, so I still love it, but I don't love it.
it's still gorgeous.
I
Yeah,
thot going in this was going to be
That's where I have it.
top three, if
I have it
not top
6.
one. There you go, same. But yeah, it's a good one.
All right.
The first white jersey too.
I'm gonna. Do I want to? Yeah, I'm gonna steal the other San Jose jersey
Please do.
just because. Uh, I don't know. It's the only one of my top 6 that hasn't gone yet. You guys have hit a
There you
lot
go.
closer to what my rankings are this time.
I'm not nearly as high on the away as I am on the home.
yeah.
Like
I
the
don't.
Sharks home was 5 for me, and the away was 16.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
not
it,
at the point
but
of disliking the away, but I feel like if they Velcro striped from the home, it would work a lot better because the contrast between the black and the teal, it ain't it in that striping. It works a little bit better on the home jersey because you have such a large amount of teal and then you have black with it. But on that road jersey,
Yeah,
it ain't it. It
that,
doesn't work.
that's fair. I
it's
like it.
still good. I think it's just not
It's still
nearly as
good,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. And then for my second pick, I'm gonna do another one. I feel kind of bad about picking because Adidas didn't really make it; they just perfected it. and that is actually no. I don't even know if they perfected it because I think I like the yellow socks better, but I'm not sure. I'm doing the Bruins home, the old home technically. I
The
love the
old home
striping
that'll probably be
pattern
back next year.
so much for the Bruins. This is the perfect Bruins home jersey for me.
I kind of like the 100th anniversary home and away set. Certainly, at least as much, if not more, than that set, which blows my mind, and I never would have thought. But I don't know. Maybe it's just recency bias. But like now, looking at old pictures of those ones, I'm not as fond of them as I was. And it's funny because I know I was frustrated that they were ever going away from those when they announced the 100th anniversary set. I think they said they were going back to those after the fact, but I wouldn't mind if one of the 100th anniversary sticks around as an alternate. Um, Whether you want to recolor it to their typical gold or not, I'm fine with either, honestly.
Yeah,
I think we've gone over that. I think this jersey is really starting to become dated.
That's kind of where I'm
And
at.
it's like it's very close. And honestly, I feel like the biggest drawback of this jersey is that logo. And I think this 100th anniversary uh, thing
Mm,
is really is really making me realize just how badly they need to refresh that logo and literally just do what they did and make it yellow.
that
And
would be
you have,
awesome if they keep
I
the
literally
updated
over
logo.
the summer, I made my ideal concept for the Bruins, and it literally had nearly the exact logo that they unveiled,
Right
which is
before they came out with it, yeah.
yeah, like
I
Love
mean,
it when a
that's the
flame
thing.
comes
That
together.
logo has it's from 2007 now. It has so many outlines, so many outlines.
it barely okay. Whatever. I firmly disagree. I love that version of their logo. It's the best logo they've had. But whatever.
Like okay, let's go and count this here. We've got starting from the B in the middle, we've got black, yellow, black, kinda. I don't know how you want to look at the spokes. Black, yellow again. You got white in there too. That's a lot.
That's that's not how
It
you
is a
count
lot.
it though. Each element
It's
has
it's
one outline.
it's very tough
Yeah.
to kind of go with that. But you got the B, you got black, black. You got yellow, black. You got black, yellow. You got white, yellow, black. Like there's a lot going
Yeah.
on here. A lot of lines,
I
a
think
lot of outlines.
having a single outline B versus a double outline B cleans it up considerably.
Yeah.
Whatever. I disagree. Whatever.
Burkus is angry.
I really am. I don't get why
Angy.
people shit on the old now
To
old
be honest,
Bruins logo
I don't even think
for the
it's
retro one. It's
bad. I
so
just
much
think
better.
the anniversary one is better.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
like I wouldn't call the old Boston one bad by any means. Like
I
it
think
was arguably the best logo in their history up until I would argue now.
the thing
But
is you. I think you need the outline on the spokes because I like the B black on white. I like black B on a white circle, which would
Mm.
then make the outline of the B yellow, and then you have yellow on white syndrome with the spokes.
That is kind of fair because I think looking at the 100th anniversary home there, the logo does kind of get lost.
Yeah,
It's a little just dinner platey.
yeah. So I could see the argument for getting rid of one of the outlines on the like B, but aside from that, this is the perfect logo for the Bruins, and the fact like they should go back to it and never change it. I don't care what anyone else says.
Honestly, I feel like they both kind of suck. Like, I like them visually, like as a logo for a team called the Boston Bruins. Like, this logo would not be made today if it didn't exist. Like, if the Bruins were a new team, like this
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
really
but like
super say Boston or Bruins.
that's part of what makes it
Yeah,
so good. Is that
I
it
don't know.
uses the other symbolism.
we have already been discussing these a lot more than that last
Oh yeah.
draft. Wow.
Yeah,
That might taper off. I'm gonna move things along. My next pick, again, I'm between a few. I think we've very now dropped out of S tier and we're into A tier.
Hmm.
And this maybe wouldn't be my next favorite, but I'm gonna pick it next because I've a couple of these other ones I'm less confident you guys are gonna pick. I'm gonna go Toronto Maple Leafs St. Pat's.
ooh,
Wow. Okay.
It's a nice bright shade of color, um, and I mean, that's a lot of what draws me to it. It's a nice kind of break from the Leafs main set. It still looks really good. The number font, the number treatment is really unique, and I think it works well for
Yeah.
what it's trying to do. I mean,
I think
I
it's
just like it.
weird for me because it's one like kind of old, like in terms of like it's been around for a while, but also like it's for me, it's been around for too long for me to like it that much, but also worn too little for me to like it that much either. Like weirdly at the same time, because like
Mm,
it's been around for several years that I'm not like surprised by it. Like
I've
I
also
know it
just
exists.
realized, Burkus,
yeah.
didn't they wear this nearly exact thing in Reebok Edge for like 1 year before Adidas?
Did they?
I think they
Uh,
did.
pretty
Did my
close.
research come up short?
I think they did. No, yeah, they definitely. Is this Mandela affecting right now?
It's not showing on NHL uniforms.
Nope, they absolutely did.
Oh, NHL uniforms. Research
Yeah.
came up short.
Wow, rare NHL uniforms inaccuracy apparently.
That would have been what, 2016-17 was last year of Reebok?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to the team
Oh
page
yeah, there it is.
by season, yeah. That is my bad, which means this jersey has been
So
disqualified.
yeah, I was gonna say, is this invalid now? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Oh
so
no!
you
Now
now
there's
need
no
to pick
jersey.
a new jersey.
Now there's no jersey of shame.
This
I
is
guess this
Oh
true.
one is.
yeah,
Which
there is
actually
no
kind of
jersey
works
of
out
shame.
weirdly. But
In
yeah.
that
Sorry
case,
about that, BPoe.
Good catch. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
even older than I thought it was.
yeah, I think it was you saying that made me realize. Wait a minute, what didn't they wear it with Reebok for a year? Um, I'll go. Screw it, Leafs again. Arenas
Oh.
or
Oh
retinas,
wow!
the
I
retinas.
thought you, I thought you reached for the uh, Pats one, and then you reached even farther on my list for that one.
I like this one. What can I say? Apparently, I didn't need to take it here. Apparently, I could have waited a little longer.
I
But
thought this is one I thought I liked more, but I don't know. I think the striping is almost too much because the blue and the white are pretty high contrast, and it's a lot of high contrast stripes. I don't even dislike it, but I don't know. I don't. I don't know. That's my take
I
on
do
it.
own this one.
Mm.
We. I'm looking at a we. Who's we?
You mean
Burke.
NHL uniforms?
Fuck.
um, these are two. It might both these might be a reach, honestly. One less so than the other, I think, and I'm going to take that one first, even though. No, you know what? I'll stick with my list, especially since I have two in a row. I'm going to pick my fourth ranked jersey, and now I'm 4 for 4 on my top four. And give me Chrome Dome again. Give me the Kings alternate.
Hmm.
Wow.
Um,
I mean, it was
I
definitely on my radar coming up, but wow, didn't even think you liked it that much.
I didn't initially. And the more every time I see it, I like it more and more. Actually lucked out and saw them play in LA in early January on a family road trip where we went to Anaheim, LA, and San Jose for the entire Leafs road trip. And they wore this coincidentally against the Leafs black jersey that's also on here. So it was a weird matchup, but absolutely adore this one the more I see it. I think it's or I almost said Las Vegas, Los Angeles. Um, Big fan, really the perfect use of the Chrome Dome, and really the only team I think that's actually used it effectively per se. Like Vegas, like I get it, but it's very gimmicky. Um, Vancouver makes
Use it on the freaking gold jerseys,
gold
guys.
jersey,
How
yeah.
hard is it? Like
Vancouver
we
makes
went
less
over
than
this
zero
last
sense to
podcast
have a
too, a
Chrome
couple
Dome.
podcasts.
And while we're on the topic of helmets that break from the norm, give me the matte maroon helmet of the Arizona Coyotes sole good jersey.
Is
They're
it
all
though?
maroon alternate.
I mean,
I mean, the
it's.
Kachinas are not good. Oh, are you saying this also isn't good?
I also don't really like this. I have it
Oh, I love this
33rd.
one.
Yeah, I don't love this one either. I mean, it's nice that it's actually maroon. It's actually colorful, But aside from that, I feel like the details are a little too small and they
They just get
too
completely lost from a distance. It has a word mark, which doesn't really work that well to me. It's just
And
maroon.
unfortunately, it's the best of their 3 jerseys too.
Correct.
It's not particularly close either.
Like you said last time, low bar is low.
Yes.
But
All
all
right.
right, I was a little bit surprised this wasn't taken, and again, it feels like a bit of a reach in a way. But there's not really much I'm seeing unless
I
I'm
feel like I know
totally
where you're
missing
going here.
something that I necessarily really want to take over this one. I'm going Dallas is, I believe it's still their current
Oh,
alternate.
Yes, it is.
it is. That's not where I thought you were going with those comments, but I like it.
I
I'm here for it.
I normally don't like black jerseys, unless they have a lot of color to them, and this one has a lot of color to it, and it's a very bright color, and that's what makes it work really well for me.
Yeah.
Um, it's wacky and trying something new in the best way. It it really just is a blackout of their home jerseys,
Yeah.
and it
Mm-hmm.
works.
Yeah. It's a good jersey.
Okay, that said, too, there's probably at least one other jersey that I would have taken over that, but again, I just don't see you guys picking that unless you guys
It
are
was
higher
definitely
on it
further
than I thought.
down. It's one I probably would have reached for, especially with how this draft is going. Because um, so I know I just kind of fawned over the Bruins old home jerseys, but I'm also going to pick their new home
Nice.
jerseys
Good pick. Good pick.
because I really like them. They've grown on me a lot since they were unveiled. Um, yeah, so from the
I'm
same
struggling to
problem.
I'm struggling to strategize here because I think there's a lot that I'm high on that I'm realizing y'all aren't. I think I might that was one that's up on my list, but I figured I could sit on. I didn't realize you were fond of it, but
Yeah,
I'm a
I think
big
I'm
fan.
feeling the same because, like, a lot of these picks, I thought some of these you guys liked too, and I picked the arenas and I picked both those Toronto ones, and you guys are like, "What the hell?"
yeah.
I didn't
Um,
realize that you
honestly,
guys didn't
honestly,
like them as
my
much.
opinions putting this list together surprised even me. So I'm not shocked.
yeah, and I also got surprised with how incredibly middle heavy this list is.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah,
outside of my top, I care about my top 7, uh, and then after that, it's like these are fine.
yeah, I'm already
Then
pretty firmly into okay territory.
yeah, and speaking of
yeah.
okay, I know I just said I have a massive gap between these and the homes, but I'm taking Seattle's away.
Ah, that was gonna be my next one.
Uh, just because again, it's the best available to me. There's one that's close to it, but I think I can sit on it. We'll see. Hopefully,
Through 6 rounds, you have 3 teams.
this is true.
Wow.
Adidas knows
And
how to design
I can't
3 teams.
wait for him to pick the Sharks alternate in the next. And he still can pick a ton. Like, there's still 3 more Bruins jerseys he could pick,
Yeah,
and 2
and 2
Sharks.
more sharks.
He could get 11 rounds deep in this with just 3 teams.
Yeah,
I say he does it.
But
my next pick will
are
be another
there
team, though.
two more Sharks jerseys
Oh,
left for him to pick?
oh,
Not anymore. I'm going their alternates, their new alternates. I liked these ones a lot more than I was expecting to
Yeah,
whenever they unveiled them. And it's pretty much the perfect black alternate for San Jose, in my opinion. I really like the way that logo looks on the chest. I really love the way the striping turned out. And I mean, I don't know how I would feel about having it like solid teal at the cuff versus the pattern that they have, but the pattern's at least unique and it fits really well on an alternate, and it almost gives that effect anyways.
yeah,
So I love this one.
yeah. That was one I was planning on reaching for next round because
oh, that would have been iconic.
uh,
um,
I have it ranked
this
like in
one,
the 21st, but like it's good.
it was 31st for me. I think I need to see it on ice before I really form an
That's
opinion.
fair.
Like, I'm very unsure what my feeling on it is yet. This next one is honestly what I thought Burkus was not Burkus. Brennan was gonna pick
Wait,
when he picked
have
the
they really
Stars
not
alt.
worn that?
Um, No.
No, I screwed up when I said last time that they're just gonna wear it from the home for the rest of the season. They're gonna wear it at home for the rest of the season, starting February 17th.
Oh, I didn't catch.
Okay.
Oh, so they're not wearing their home anymore after that then?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
That's
weird.
a
It
fart.
is weird.
Now I hate that jersey.
Okay,
Just
so
because of what it's
Justin,
robbing me from.
congratulations for revealing you didn't listen to the latest episode of the Jersey Nerds podcast.
I didn't. It's been a busy week. But this next jersey is what I thought Brendan was taking when he took the stars based on his comments. That is underrated but real nice, and that's going to be the Oilers road that is no longer, but the Oilers road with the navy.
Yeah.
That was my next
play.
pick, to be honest.
Fair
And I was
I
really
figured
going
it
back
might
and
be.
forth with that San Jose one. I was like, is Justin going to take that one? I made the wrong choice, apparently.
Yeah, that was the.
I honestly think
I couldn't
like
remember
this
how
more
high
than
you were
their-
on that jersey.
Yeah.
I honestly think I like it more than their current road
I do
with the
too.
lighter blue. I like the blue much more than the orange.
Also agree.
That they used to
I mean,
have.
I
but
like the idea of the Oilers wearing orange a lot more than the actual orange home that they had.
Yeah. If it was the orange one I was wearing earlier today,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the like orange crush one, I'm still all for a set based on that. This next one I'm a little less sure. I kind of
But
have
before we
three
move
I'm
on from
looking
that
at.
Oilers
Go ahead.
jersey,
Yeah.
the one thing about that jersey that like hooked me from the beginning is that shade of orange pops so well
Mhm.
on the white on that jersey, and
Yeah.
it just looks
Yeah.
gorgeous. I need to get that one in my collection still. I don't actually own this one.
Yeah.
I need to get that in
It's
my collection.
beautiful.
It is great, and I really do prefer it to their current road.
I
I
think
want to
this
go that
next
far,
one.
but yeah, it again is surprisingly high for me. I had it 11th.
This
which
next
is,
one, there's really three, and I'm just trying to figure out. This is one I'm trying to do strategically, but I really don't know. I mean, there's a top two. The third one I think might go, but I'm less high on it. Yeah, you wish. But I'm gonna go, and I don't know what y'all's opinions on this one, but I love it, and I'm really high on it, mainly because of the color. And that's the gold Nashville print. No, it's not. That's the aviator blue Winnipeg Jets all.
Dang it! I was sitting on that
Is
one.
that where you were going next?
I was gonna
Nice.
take that next. No, not next round. I was gonna take that
Sit on it for
soon though.
longer.
That one's 13 for me,
Yeah.
and arguably could be higher.
Yeah, it was 12 for me. So same wavelength there. Yeah, I love it. I honestly I don't even know that I love the jersey per se, but the color is so good that it just kind of carries.
The
a
color
relatively
is
basic
good.
jersey.
The word mark is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then the striping is effective enough to carry the rest.
I feel like I'm team Aviator Blue Jets for
100%. There's like maybe one, maybe two teams in the NHL that use either black or navy as their primary color that actually look better with black or navy as their primary color, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, just going through the list, like Anaheim would look better with a different one. Arizona would. Boston, I think
black.
they look better in yellow, but I can totally understand them being in black.
I would like for
Carolina,
one of Pittsburgh or
Carolina
Boston to be
switch.
yellow.
Yeah, Pittsburgh I'd love to see in yellow, but like, yeah, Winnipeg's absolutely one of those teams that like an aviator would absolutely.
Navy kind of.
Or
I kinda
royal
hate
blue,
navy
like
as
if they wanted to go.
I kind of
that
hate navy
that
as a
way.
color, or at least as a sports uniform color. Navy's like, honestly, navy's even somewhat
It's just
blander
like-
than black to me somehow.
It's just like diet black.
Yeah.
It's like so
Yeah, and it's
close
like
to
you
black
chose-
that it looks
like-
like it sometimes, but it's technically not.
I feel like blue is such a good color that has so many good shades, and like the NHL really shows that off between like the Blues and the Leafs and like the Blues alternate and the Sharks and like the Kraken. There's so many good shades of blue, and navy is just like objectively the worst shade of blue.
Yeah.
And it's like you thought like, oh, we should do a blue jersey, but it's like, oh, let's pick the bad version.
I've one thing I've become increasingly convinced on in the last year is that the Blue Jackets should do steel blue home full time. Like, I
See,
didn't
that's
get
the
a jersey
case
like
where
that.
between-
I think.
Between Winnipeg and Columbus, I think I'm similar to Pittsburgh and Boston. I'd like one to switch to that kind of blue and the other one to stay what they are just for differentiation. And I don't super care which one it is.
I just call
as long
dibs.
as it's one of
I
them.
call dibs then.
Fair.
But it's kind of the. I
Columbus
feel the
needs
same
more
way.
help
Like
anyway,
with,
so.
I feel similar with like the Oilers and Islanders there, where like I loved them in an orange jersey just because it differentiated them a little
Mhm.
bit. And like the only other team
Agreed.
with an orange primary was Philly, still is Philly.
Yeah.
And they
So,
made it ugly.
and Anaheim should be also in orange, in my opinion, if they're not going to go back to eggplant and jade. Anyways, my next pick, I will go for Colorado's current away jersey.
God
Ooh.
dang it.
Burkus is getting
I'm
sniped
so
over
low
and
on
over,
this one.
apparently.
You guys are
Like,
the
Really?
worst.
I'm wildly high on the home, but not high on the road.
See, the home is absolutely the better of the two,
Oh,
but
yeah,
the
no
road
comment.
is still pretty solid, especially as a full uniform. As a jersey, I think it's lacking blue very significantly.
I think that's the biggest thing. The blue numbers.
But
That's one of those where I don't think maroon numbers is better, but the blue numbers just don't do it for me.
I don't love the blue numbers. I don't
Yeah.
hate them, but the blue equipment it really helps balance out everything. And you'd almost think you'd get what I dubbed Nashville syndrome at one point, with having pants that like
Yeah.
having a jersey that has so little of your pants color on it, but it works for me. I mean,
I
I guess
wonder
in
if
that sense it's better than the black that literally only showed up on the puck. Like,
and I think I've mocked this up before, so the answer is probably no. But I wonder if it would be better, or even as simple as changing the gray stripe on the arms to be blue to just inject that little more blue.
It is
Because
blue.
like otherwise,
Is it not blue?
no, it's
no,
gray.
the big
Oh.
arm stripe, like outlining the maroon, yeah, it's gray.
Oh,
Um,
it is.
I think if that were blue, it would go a long way
I think this is the one
to
where I
making
would
the blue
want
numbers make
them
more sense.
to double stripe it like that was on the originals and
Mm.
do white blue. If
I could see that.
yeah,
Or gray blue. But
and
also, like,
Yeah,
I don't know, it's tough to know without
contrast
actually
isn't great for
seeing
doing
it
so.
in this like Adidas
Yeah,
template, but I feel like the double stripe on the original made it kind of busy and now dated.
yeah,
yeah. I don't love the. In general, I don't love it, but maybe there's a better way to do it.
Yeah, or if
On
you
to
do like two
Burkus.
thicker ones
Oh,
instead. But yeah.
yeah, yeah.
alrighty. You guys,
Burkina
that was
Faso.
literally my plan was to take those two next. So,
That's tough. Oh yeah, and you
uh,
got 2 picks. That's rough.
yeah. This might be a reach with how this draft is going. I'm just going to start taking the best jersey available to me every time.
I like it.
I'm doing Vegas's gold jersey.
Okay,
I
I respect
have
that.
one of
Definitely was on
these.
my radar. Yeah.
I have one of these,
Mhm.
and they're really good in person. It's still highly dependent in like on broadcast, but like in person, these are fantastic. Um,
I think I've said it before, but I'd love for them to get rid of red. Honestly, I think across the board, but especially on this one, and do a lighter silver like they have edited onto all their social stuff. I think for whatever reason, I think the white looks weird with the red. Like the red makes the white look weird, but the white looks great if it's a light silver. And then that would be pretty perfect for me in terms of Vegas.
um, okay. Now the issue is that based on the ones you've picked, the next highest one for me would also be a Vegas jersey, which I'm not going to do. I know I just
I
said I'll
mean, you
do
could.
that. God, I'm between two, and I feel like whichever one I don't take, you guys are gonna.
Well, then you're screwed anyway. So
I'm gonna. Okay, I don't think Justin will take the other one. BPoe, I'm not sure of, but I'm gonna take the Air Force jersey.
I wouldn't have taken that one. So the
Oh,
other one maybe, but certainly not that
Yeah,
one.
I'll be honest, that wasn't on my radar either.
fuck.
I hate that one.
Dang it. And that one, okay.
I think I might know the other one you were going between, and I don't think that's a concern for me either, if I'm thinking right. But we'll see.
Okay. We'll see. All right, BPoe, your turn.
I'm gonna go also Vegas. I'm gonna go for their road jersey.
Yep, that was
The white one.
next one up on mine.
That was my highest remaining, and I've kind of sat on it for a little bit and sat on it a
Especially
couple
with
too
the
long.
gray pants that I believe they've been using the gray pants on it full time since they
Yeah.
been?
Yeah, since they switched
Since-
to the
Since
alternate
they switched,
home.
yeah. I think it's so much better without any black in the uniform.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
I think
I know
it's
I've said it before
better
that
than
I
the.
think, yeah, I think they look great, with just gray, gold, and white. And then I don't mind the red on the old home slash alternate and the, um, this current road. I don't know. I don't mind the red in the color scheme, but there is just something about that alternate, the color balance, or I guess they're now home, that throws things off a little bit. But I think it's still one of their best two jerseys.
I think if you ask me on different days, I'd tell you I prefer the gold or prefer the white. Like it's really
Yeah,
that night and day
Yeah.
for
I
me.
think that's fair. Yeah.
But the
Actually,
gray
I
is,
think
is
all three are pretty
significantly
close, but
farther
yeah,
back.
that one's good. They're all good.
Well, that was going to be my pick, so we're all three right there on that one. Um, Honestly, that was even ahead of the Oilers Road in the Winnipeg one on my list, but I think I'm happy actually picking those ahead of it. Um, but now this is where things get real kind of mushy. Um, I
Yeah.
think I feel confident about this next one still. I think it could be better with different pants, but I think overall it's still really good. One we just talked about on 2 podcasts ago, the new Rangers alternate.
Hey, Justin.
Burkus looks like he was about to pick it.
Yeah, that was the only one I was debating between. Shit.
Burkus is having an L of a draft, isn't
I
he?
really am. Wow. Well, I think
I'm
with the last draft, I was a lot higher on the Stadium Series in general than you guys were, and so that was reflected in my draft. And then I also wanted to ensure I got that 2022 All Star game. With this, I
fair.
think we're all pretty much dead heat, and our opinions are all pretty similar because we keep bouncing our ideas off each other. So
Yeah, and I think these you see more of. So like you have a longer time to
Yeah.
figure out your opinion, whereas the other ones are like so one and done. Like
yeah.
I feel like I was formulating new opinions as I was looking at those and prep for that one. This next one, I'm kind of between two. I think I might be making the wrong decision here, but I'm making the decision that I made beforehand in my list when I ranked them. And it's kind of funny given the fact that Burkus is already upset at me. I don't know if this will make him happy or unhappy, but I'm going to go the Columbus Blue Jackets road with the blue pants. He looks upset.
Uh, I don't have it ranked that high. I have it ranked 35th, but I did want to end up with it
Hmm.
just because it is such a vast improvement over having the red pants. Um,
It looks great. Like
I mean, I
if
wouldn't call
this
it
like
that good, but like it looks
if they could make
survivable.
their home somehow look like this, I would have no problems with their set. Like I love this road look. Like really don't have any issue with it. The home has leaves a lot to be desired, but I'm a big fan of this look with the
I
blue
mean,
pants. I like that their home uses red pants, but I love this.
one solution to make their home look like this would be to have a steel blue base.
I'm listening.
Honestly, steel blue base, but change pretty much nothing else. That's actually a decent jersey. Problem is, then you need to put some on the road, and you have some issues there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless you
Like
don't,
I don't think a
which is
steel blue
weird, but
home jersey with the exact road jersey as is would work well.
I would love to see a mock-up of that. Truly.
I can get. Well, I guess there's the Canon jersey I wore a couple days ago, or a couple episodes ago.
Oh, that's fair. That's not that different. That's a good point.
Um, but yeah, I did really want to end up with that one, but fair play.
Brandon?
See, again, I'm gonna make this next pick, and again, I don't really know. I don't really have much strategy here, just because I really have no idea where you guys rank this. Um, I'm gonna go. Fuck it. I'm gonna go Devil's home jersey.
Nice.
These ones have
I
actually really grown on me since they unveiled them.
Same.
And while I still don't necessarily like the fact that there's no hem stripe, this actually, the more I see it, is almost falling into that Penguins alternate category of I don't mind it as much as, I normally thought I would.
The Penguins played the Devils recently, and I'm pretty sure it was in New Jersey, and I'm disgusted. But it finally hit me that I prefer these to the Brodeur era.
I
Devils
was just
jerseys.
thinking that, like, that I almost prefer these, and I think if there was a hem stripe, I very like a hem stripe that matched the arms, I very solidly would.
So
As of
Like,
now, I'm still a little bit in between, but like looking back at that Brodeur era one, it's like it's so basic. Even if it was
it's
theirs for
generic hockey
a
jersey.
long, even if it was like theirs, it was origin. Like if I like speaking as the Devils, like it's our generic hockey jersey for so long.
Yeah.
Still, it is kind of still just generic hockey jersey.
So, fun fact: the 4 jerseys you guys took were the 4 jerseys three jerseys in between the Rangers alternate and the Jets Air Force.
Oh, no.
Well, aside from the Blue Jackets away, but that's just what I wanted to end
Sure.
up with. So,
That's amazing. Burkus is just in rough shape.
really am.
Fuck it, 2018 Tampa Bay.
No. Um, and yet here I am thinking I can sit on these more.
Learn your lesson, Burkus. Pick what you want. You're not going to get another chance based on how this is going.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Bruins 2019 alt. More Bruins, yeah.
Please do.
And
Please do. I hate that.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I don't love that.
and then the Vegas home.
It's boring.
Those are my next 2 highest ranked.
All right.
Okay, fair enough. That
I'm not
Vegas home,
upset about
it
either
wasn't
of
my
those.
next pick, but you know what? It's still
It was up there.
alternate. Yeah, it's up there. I don't think it was.
It was my third. It was my third highest remaining based on my pre-rankings, which I don't know that I would pick it
Well, if BPoe took the other one,
there,
then.
but yeah, I was gonna pick the Vegas one right after BPoe did, but that's all right. I'm happy with the range.
This next one that I'm picking, I really don't think either of you guys have it on your radar. Burkus, maybe. I think Justin, you said you don't like it, and I know there's one particular thing about it that you don't like. I'm gonna go Boston's current Heritage alternate. And the vintage white, I know that's the thing that you don't like about it. I don't like it on this one either, to be honest. I mean, it's fine, but I don't really like it. The rest of it, though, I also aside from the numbers and the logo because it's Centennial, the rest of it, like make this regular white and remove that number in the logo, and this could be their current road jersey, and it would be perfect.
So that wasn't on my radar at all.
I kind of figured. But at this point, I'm kind of just going, best available.
This one, I've liked it on ice a lot more than I thought I would. It looks better on broadcast than I expected. I'm still not super high on it. Burkus, I feel like you picked your last 2 in the wrong order because this would be really fun. But I was really worried when Brendan started picking because I thought he was going to pick the Bruins 100th anniversary away, which is going to be my pick.
Retroactively, there we go.
I like it. Clean Bruins round. But I'm a big fan of this one as well. I used to be very like white jerseys with a yoke always look better. I'm really coming around on a nice clean white jersey, like the Sabres anniversary, like this anniversary. I love a good white jersey that shows off a lot of white.
I feel like I've been the opposite for a while, where like I feel like a lot of times shoulder yokes are super unnecessary, and it might just be because a lot of concepts just seem to, at least in my opinion, they almost look like they have a shoulder yoke just for the hell of it. And I think a lot of times just leaving the upper, leaving that upper part of the jersey just plain, it really adds a lot to a look.
Yeah, that's right where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, it's not like a hard rule because my last 2 picks have contrasting shoulder yokes, but
oh yeah, it can definitely work.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I used to almost like I feel like I used to just spam like the yoke button when I was making a concept, like everything, especially white jerseys, like guaranteed yoke.
Ironically,
now,
it's
much more.
You mentioning that, I wonder if you're one of the reasons that I kind of feel that way. But honestly, I mean, I've always liked your concept work, so probably not. But
yeah, honestly, it might not even be as bad as I think it was. But I know when I first started making concepts, I at least loved yokes. Whether I used them all the time, I can't say for certain, but I used to think they were the best thing ever.
Yeah. So kind of combining those 2 things for me is my main issue with Bruins white jerseys in general is
Mm.
that the color prioritization tends to go white, yellow, black
Black.
instead of white, black, yellow. And I feel like two issues from there. One, it just doesn't feel as Bruins to me. I like it. Whenever I try to make a Bruins road concept, I really try to make it white, black, yellow. And two, massive yellow on white syndrome problems. I think both of these jerseys have massive yellow on white syndrome problems.
Here's the
There
thing with
definitely is
yellow
some
on
for
white
sure.
syndrome, though. A giant block of white on, or a giant block of yellow on white isn't yellow on white syndrome. You can see the yellow fine. It's like a outline of a
Yeah, but it's
number.
like fuzzy.
You know what I
It
mean?
doesn't look as crisp. I just prefer it.
I think definitely. I think the Bruins all 100th anniversary all. If it was true white, it would be better. Like vintage white on yellow syndrome is honestly
Yeah.
probably worse
Yes.
than,
Oh,
than
yeah.
yellow on white syndrome.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this next one honestly shocks me. But as I was looking at these, I realized I really like this one, and I just don't like its counterpart. And I think we are. That was the last of the jerseys that I'd really go to bat for, and now we're kind of just getting into like, okay. But I'm gonna go with the Nashville home. I'm honestly a
Oh.
big fan of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did have that up on my radar too. Coming up next, for me, it's mainly lifted by the fact that it is a really I love yellow and it's a nice primary
It's a
color,
nice
and it's
yellow, yeah.
their whole primary color. But like, now this is where yellow on white syndrome really is a problem because that little tiny
Yes.
stripe is
yeah.
non-existent. Like it really might as well not be there.
I had that one for
Unless
I
you're
think in
holding
my
a
mind,
jersey.
that's why I don't mind it. Is like it is yellow and white syndrome, but I don't think it's critical to the look. Like I think it's fine if
Yeah.
that white stripe didn't exist. Like it's a little weird to just have blue and yellow, but it still looks perfectly fine. I think if you made that stripe thicker and like kind of swooped it, like changed thickness, kind of like the reverse retro 2.0 had, I think that would be well on your way to a really solid, maybe ideal Nashville home look.
Right. Oh wait, BPoe has a pick.
I'm
No,
between
explain
two
your strategy
here.
first.
I'm between two here, and ask me on a different day, I might, go a different order. But I'm just gonna trust my gut here. I'm going Kane's Current Road. I'm a
Okay,
lot
yeah.
higher on this jersey than I think a lot of other people are. Even from the first time that I saw it, I really liked it. I think it'd be better with a regular logo on the front, and also I much prefer the version with a white helmet to the red helmet. I'm really not digging this trend of colored helmets on white jerseys. I think it works very rarely, and I think we've gone over this. It works best whenever the colored helmet matches like a shoulder yoke. But yeah, I still just love it. I think the red pants, add a lot of pop. I think the stripe pops really well. I really like this one. I've seen it in
I
person
don't
whenever they visited the Pens one time. I liked it then. I really like this one.
Yeah.
It's
I
almost
don't
better than their
dislike
previous
it.
one, I think.
I don't dislike it. It just hits me in the, kind of to our Devils conversation. Like if you ignore the warning stripes, which like you can't really see from a distance, it's very generic hockey jersey too.
Yeah.
That's a fair
Not that
point.
that's a bad thing. Like the generic hockey jersey, like is that because it looks good, but like it's just, especially with a brand like the Hurricanes, like I feel like you could have a ton of fun with that. And like outside of the warning stripes, there's really nothing terribly unique here.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. I mean, I guess I just like the way it looks in general. And honestly,
And I
like
mean,
this jersey and their previous road, I feel like is actually a pretty good example of removing the shoulder yoke actually looking pretty good. I mean, granted, I love what they did with that shoulder yoke, but I feel
I
like
would
it just
love
looks
to
a lot
see.
crisper this way.
I'm
I
a
feel
big
like there
advocate of
needs
that
to be.
Gaines away. The like old Reebok one. That one was so good. And
It's such a weird. It's like I like the yoke, but I also really like the way like it looking crisp like this. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a really weird.
Yeah,
I don't. The more I talk about it, the more I don't actually know how I feel about it. In like
I would.
terms of you know, do I like it with a yoke or do I like it without a yoke? I don't know.
I would be all for that old Hurricanes way, but just add the warning flag stripe
Yeah,
back in. Like I don't know that I would really change much of anything. I think that's something I like about the old way too. Is I feel like the black numbers balance better.
Yeah.
Noted. I forget what pants they wore with that. Whether they wore black or red.
They were red.
it was red.
Red.
Because they had the
Okay.
Team Canada
Like
homes.
that's the one thing here is there's not much black on the current Canes Road. Not that there needs to be per se. It just seems a little odd to me given how much is um, on their I guess now alt, but on their home there's even more black. So
Yeah. So I'm looking back at the draft. I've realized something. Aside from the first round, every time BPoe selected one before me, he took the jersey I was going to take, or at least one
oh
of the
my
two I was going
gosh.
to take. So this is quickly getting very infuriating. I'm gonna take this Oilers home. It's not great, but it's the best available, I think. Well, no, it's not the best available in my
Half of that was
opinion,
right.
but the other one I know for a fact I can sit on.
I feel like I know which one that is.
Are you sure about that? Oh wait, no. I think we actually talked about this separately. You might be right.
um,
Yeah. I think I know which one you're
I
talking
hate that I want to take it just to piss him off now.
about. That would be
um,
such a W, Brendan.
shut up. um, uh, I'm going to trust the power of friendship that you won't take it.
I like my team. I like my team of jerseys too much to subject them to that. I'll happily let you take it last if it means I don't have it.
So
Okay, I don't know if I'd go that far.
again, another one
It's
that's a massive downgrade and is orange, but is still
oh
good.
no. Oh no.
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna take the
That's
Burkus.
actually
Honestly,
that's
it's kind of been on my radar as like a dark horse for a while. It's not in a vacuum. It's still decent. It's still pretty good. It's just so much worse than what they had before.
Yes, yeah, that's
ironically
the issue that I have
that's
with it.
actually lower on my list than the Washington alternate. Just by one. Just by one,
Wow,
but still.
I didn't think you disliked it that bad.
Oh yeah,
I mean, like it's still a fine jersey. It's just
I think I
what they had
dislike it
before
because of
was
the context that it exists in. Like if they didn't immediately go like if they went from
that's
their
fair.
Reebok Edge to this, I'd probably like it. But
That's a
like
fair point. Yeah.
they literally were like, hey, let's take our great jersey and just make it like a little shitty.
Yeah.
Like
And
why?
like legitimately, like I know we talked about it before. Like if you take their old jersey and apply the current wider shoulder thing that they have going
You're
on,
good.
I think you have pretty much the perfect
No.
Flyers jersey. That's
I
all
don't
you
know.
need, I think.
I like the uniqueness of the thinner. Like
Thank you. Yeah.
I think they had it. I think the only change I would make to the previous Flyers jerseys, I'm pulling them up here just to make sure. Um, I
Fix
think
the
the
yoke.
only change I would make is to put. I don't mind the yoke of the previous one. I
No,
would
I mean like
just
the collar.
or the collar. Yeah, fix the
Oh yeah,
collar, and then I would add a black stripe beneath the hem stripe on both. I think I would do a black hem fill just to match the sleeve. But other than that, I wouldn't have changed the
To be
old ones,
honest,
and I think
going back and forth, maybe I do agree that I kind of like the thin yoke. Although it's such a weird. I don't like the way it looks whenever the numbers bleed past it.
no, that's probably why
yeah,
I like
that's
it so
true.
much. That's the unique part I like.
I don't know that there's a single change they made that was positive.
Oh no, there wasn't.
No, there
Oh
is the
Like,
collar. The collars are definitely
oh
better
yes,
across the board.
true, true.
no, the away collar is better.
Well,
The home
the away
collar, I
collar,
like the
yeah,
other
the
one
home
better.
Oh,
collar's worse.
good point. Yeah, the away collar is better.
Yeah, like literally, that's the only positive. Um, yeah, I'm not a fan of these at all. Every time I see them, I continue to not like them. But
Yeah,
I
same.
will never get over it. As long as they exist, I'll never get over the outlineless arm numbers. It looks
Same.
horrible. And it, oh my gosh.
Again,
Yeah, I
agree
could
on
go.
all fronts. It's just still such a core of a good jersey that, like, compared to what's
Yeah,
left, like,
yeah,
I kind of
that's
have to.
fair. That's fair.
And also,
The
part of me was
lowest of
like,
my
if I
jersey
leave
picks
it,
so far, but I
I know
understand.
BPoe's going to take it right before me next time.
Eventually. That's right. You're in like survival mode at this point.
Essentially, yeah.
All right. I would wait until after Justin's picks if I wasn't if I was confident enough that he wasn't going to take this, because I think it would have been a little more funny that way, to make this joke. But I'm not. It would be a W if I took that Washington alternate just to piss Burkus off. But instead of taking a W, I'm going to take an NY and go with the Islanders alternate.
Oh, please.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have that.
Apparently, I could have waited for the joke.
Yeah,
I mean, again, we're at the point where like I'm not really going to go to bat for this jersey or anything like that, but it's fine.
yeah.
The orange numbers I don't
It's
like.
fine.
The rest of it's good to fine to good, somewhere
This
in that
is
range.
another one that's not as directly, but it's just a worse version of a previous jersey. Like this has always
Yeah,
looked to me like an evolution or a devolution, I guess, of their original 2014 Stadium Series jersey.
Yeah.
And I think that one was far more interesting. To your point, like the orange numbers are awful. Like if they were white, I wouldn't have that much problem with this, other than it's a worse version. But the orange numbers are just not good.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
well,
I
I
do
get to
like
make two
the
now.
NY logo that
Yeah,
they
they improved the
Oh
the
yeah,
NY
adaptation of that NY
mark,
logo.
but yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
everything else is neutral
Yeah,
or down
the
red.
non-chrome version.
honestly, like if you just add that tiny blue stripe in between the orange and the white that they had on the Stadium Series, I think you have a much better jersey
Yeah.
Yeah,
instantly.
I have
But then again, you also
three
get kind
more.
of close to home jersey territory with just
I
tiny
think I have
stripes, tinier stripes at that point.
three more jerseys that I actually like, and the rest after that will just be kind of eating my vegetables. So I'm gonna get two of them here, and hopefully leave one that'll come back to me, but we'll see. Not really sure which of these I should pick in what order, but I think, and ironically, the two I think I've just landed on I'm going to pick are very similar. But let's go in the spirit of cleanliness. Let's go Ottawa Senators away first. Um, and then we'll go with the closest jersey to it remaining. There you go. The New Jersey Devils away.
Yeah. That was when I was debating with between that and the Flyers, so I figured it wouldn't last.
The Devils or the Senators?
The Devils.
Yeah. I
I
honestly.
figured I would wait to talk about this until that jersey was picked, but like I don't like the away nearly as much because of how black heavy it is in
Yes.
comparison.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in
The
that
home is
sense, like
definitely
I feel like their perfect set, at least from what they've had, is the original set slash the they've brought it back with Adidas and I
the
think
green.
Reebok at least once. The green, yeah, the red and green, because on that jersey you have a lot more red than you do green. Even if you made the green into black,
Yeah.
there's a lot more red, and it still looks Devils. Because if you just flip their previous Brodeur era ones, or even these current ones, if you just flip the red and black,
Yeah.
I feel like you get a jersey that doesn't look very Devils.
Yeah, I
I've
was gonna
had
say
that concept in my ideal series, and it looks pretty good. But
this one leaves me
I
in a
might be
weird
wrong.
spot because I agree it has too much black to be ideal, but like I also don't know where you would put more red beyond changing the yolk to red, which I just don't believe would look good.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I agree that the home I think the home is might be my favorite Devils jersey, which I would have been shocked to have said like yesterday. But after evaluating today, I think it is much better. I'm kind of done with the Brodeur era, to be honest, on those jerseys. But I don't mind the road, but the home is definitely better. Ottawa, I'm honestly a big fan of this road jersey. Um, the home I have different opinions on, but we'll get there maybe.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think I'd realized how much I like. I think it's been very recent that I've realized that I like these Devils, like the homes especially, a lot,
Same.
and that
I
I'm
think it was
starting
the
to like
last
them
time I
more.
saw the Penguins and them play. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's actually excellent.
and
Yeah.
like I don't even think it was until just now during this draft that I'm realizing like, oh, I kind of do like them better than that Brodeur era set.
I wouldn't go that far, but they're definitely as less of a gap than I thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
My next pick, it's again, it's really just based on what's left, and that There's not really anything too great at the very bottom. Philly's away. It's whatever. It's fine.
Whatever.
It's a fine jersey. It's a
So much
jersey. I
worse.
mean,
Yeah,
it's
we're
worse than
really
what they
getting into
had.
some.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
We don't need to go over it again. It's pretty much the same thing as the home.
Right.
We're really getting into the roughage here quickly.
Yeah. I think we are officially at the point where if I wait any longer for the Caps jersey, it'll be the best jersey left, like in your guys' opinion.
It was coming up really soon. Yeah, I'm not gonna
So
lie.
I'm gonna take that guy.
I'm honestly surprised Brenda didn't take it just then.
Yeah.
I was close to it, but it was still probably like number
Yeah.
3 on my list.
And then
So.
another one
Yeah.
that I've been sleeping on that when I was doing this rankings, I'm actually surprised by how much I like it. And that is Vancouver's new alternate.
Okay.
It's I think it takes what it does what their old alternate, this blue and green one, seeked out to do, and actually does it well, of like combining their
okay,
original jerseys with like their more modern look, and in this case it's with the spaghetti skate, and it looks real good.
I wouldn't go as far to say it looks real good, but yeah, it's definitely better than like the other.
Yeah, real good in context.
I was going to say
these.
The thicker stripes definitely work better than the original spaghetti skate. Spaghetti skate, and the one that they brought back recently with Adidas as well, the like direct throwback one.
Yeah.
This is definitely the better of the two. I think this was likely going to be one of my 2 picks in the next round. So good timing on it.
Yeah.
I don't know that I think the Canucks need a black alternate or the scheme at all, but it's fine.
They don't.
Especially in division with the Canadians. Like, it seems a little odd, especially because the Canadians alternate is Calgary.
I was going to say.
The Calgary Canadians.
They are not in a division with the Canadians. 2, the Canadians don't have a jersey that looks anything like theirs.
No, I was like, pardon me, what?
But yeah, with Calgary in the division, like this look has always felt weird to me. But again, this is definitely better than the other spaghetti skate that looked even more Calgary.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. My next pick, we're gonna stay in Vancouver and go for their 50th anniversary alternate thing.
Oh no!
And quite frankly, the only reason this was my pick is that it is the only dark colored jersey available that is not black or diet black. So
fair enough.
The blue on its own just immediately bumps it up above all those other ones to me. There's only one that I'm even close to considering that I would have been close to considering instead of that, and I don't know if Justin's going to take it or not. So
this one is not the worst Adidas jersey that's ever been done by Adidas, but for me it's the biggest why jersey. Like, there's nothing exciting about it. The collar being white is like it doesn't. The collar being white is horrible. It doesn't throw back to anything. Like, I don't know what about this is heritage. I'm still talking about Brendan's look. Like, this jersey just like breaks my mind. Like, I don't understand why it exists.
Yeah.
It's pretty much it's pretty much their inaugural blue jersey, just without the white stripe in between.
I guess it is. Which I think that's why, though. If you're gonna do that, put that stripe in. It was every.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. Yeah, like if you just add that in there, it adds so much balance and just a little bit more weight to that.
And I think you've got to go like blue collar with a white trim, or even green collar with a white trim. Like the collar being white.
Yeah,
this is one of the worst. It's not a pilgrim.
I think
collar.
If you add white in the hem, I don't think that collar looks nearly as bad. But I don't think
certainly wouldn't look worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I know what I'm picking with one of these. I don't really know the other ones. I could probably sit on this longer. Based on Burkus's discussion earlier, I could sit on this all the way to the end. But I honestly do like this look at this point, and it is the Tampa Bay 2018 Gradient Alt. I think it's cool that they did something. I mean, it's not a great jersey. I think it fits the team. I think it's worlds better than what they're about to unveil. I don't harbor any ill will towards this jersey.
I'm just glad that
See,
you took it so that I can take the jersey with my last overall pick that has at least one positive justifiable element.
on looks alone, this is the worst jersey in NHL history, in my opinion, because on ice it looks plain black.
Yeah.
And it is the worst color to have as a base, and nothing else pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is there.
Yeah.
The gradient stripe thing, whatever you want to call it, is cool. I like the idea behind it. It just does not work. The color that they use does not contrast well enough.
I
Yeah,
feel
like
like
I
it's
said,
definitely the
literally zero
simplest jersey in NHL
positive
history, but
elements.
I think there's uglier ones.
There's literally zero positive elements on this jersey. I cannot name a single thing.
I'm not going to go that far. Like I said, the gradient stripe, cool idea, just not executed well.
I think
I keep calling it gradient stripe. It's not really a stripe.
Yeah, it's like a digital gradient, like
Yeah.
what San Jose did, but bad. Yeah,
It's more like segmented. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
wow. There is.
I hate this jersey so much. Like,
to be honest though, looking at what's left, I don't feel bad about that pick. Like I'm to the point where I don't really want to make another pick. I think I'm gonna pick the last. No, I'll go. Well, no, I'll go. Yeah, I'll go the last white jersey remaining. Give me Nationals Road. It's not awful.
That was
that's
where
it.
I was going.
It's
next.
not awful.
Yeah. I actually think I like that better than their homes. Hot take.
Really?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Because again, with the yellow and white syndrome, and this like has actual elements to it.
This
beyond
is
just
one
having the hem and
on.
arm stripes bleed into the pants and gloves, respectively.
Like I think this one would be much better without the yoke.
No, hard disagreement.
Or maybe I don't like the square yoke with the outline the way they've
That's
done
fair.
it. Like,
rounded yoke.
Maybe a round yoke would be better, but like something about this yoke has always been weird to me.
I'm really torn between two for my next pick, which I guess honestly doesn't matter. They both aren't great.
Right, I'm at the point where like I don't care. Like,
you know what? I'm gonna go for it's a. All right, I'm gonna go for this one just because I don't. If Burkus picks it at my other one, I don't really care that much. I'm gonna go for the Oilers alternate. I don't like it.
Oh no!
It at least has some bright. It at least has some bright color in there, and it has a decent like. If there's a way to do a navy jersey with bright orange that works for the Oilers.
This is the first round where I'm in. Oh, sorry. Keep going, Justin. You have an actually pertinent.
I was gonna confidently say that this is the worst jersey in Oilers history, but then I remembered that the Reebok Edge ones they started with existed, and I think I have to walk that back. But this is one that has no redeemable qualities for me. I think the striping sucks. I think all navy for the Oilers is weird.
Yeah.
I mean, hate this.
Again, we're not at a point where we're picking a jersey that we like here.
Oh, for sure.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Well,
this was 50 out of 51 for me.
Yeah. There is one jersey left that I do own, so I'm gonna take that, and that's the Ducks 25th anniversary.
Oh gosh, this may be the most overrated jersey, honestly.
I think
because I think the Whalers is very
think
overrated,
Kachina still has to go that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like
that's fair.
But this
Anytime
is close.
I see people liking this one, I cry.
I would give you this one for being most overrated, but I don't think it's highly rated enough to really get that.
Well, up until I did these rankings to prepare for this draft, I was a fan of this jersey. I would have said I preferred it over the 30th anniversary and whatnot. As I did this ranking, I was like, holy shit, I am wrong.
What was I thinking?
I have it 40th, so still decently high comparatively speaking.
Yeah, this
I
was
mean,
48.
honestly, if you make it
Yeah.
jade, you've got a pretty decent or eggplant. I mean, if
Well,
you've
Yeah.
got
I
a
mean,
pretty
then it's
decent
basically
jersey.
their OG, right?
Yeah, at that point, you've got a very similar one to their
Yeah.
OG.
This
Yeah,
is
like
one where
Adams
the
ruins
yoke
Yoke,
was a
but
the yoke was a horrible choice.
no, the
The
Yoke is a
yoke
good
looks
choice. The Yoke is
awful.
a pretty good choice on this
No,
jersey.
Oh, absolutely not.
no.
Yeah, I would
And then it
rank
has
this
I
such
above
think it
every
would look
other jersey you
okay.
guys took in between
if it didn't
this
have
and
a
the
yoke.
Canucks.
I think it would look okay with if the hem stripe was straight. The yoke. I don't think it works with the diagonal hem
That's
stripe.
fair.
But
I think too, like the yoke being gray, like the yoke stripe being gray when the only other gray is the really thin stripe.
Yeah.
Like,
Again,
I don't know. There's just a lot of choices here. None
yes.
of these are good at this point. Like,
yeah,
I'm not going to war for
the
any of
yoke
them.
just adds a lot of unnecessary busyness to this uniform.
Yeah.
So now the problem here is I get the last overall thing. I am pretty confident. So I'm gonna end up with something that sucks. I think one of these has a chance to land to me. The other one has no chance. So I'm gonna take the one that has no chance, and that is the jersey. Memes are fun.
Fart.
Yeah, if it wasn't a rip of the Blackhawks, I think it would be actually decent, considering how high I took the Blackhawks in the other draft. But yeah, this
Which,
is
to be fair, it's not a rip of the Blackhawks. It's a rip of a team that ripped the Blackhawks. But still,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's also
Um,
just like the Devils have such a fun brand you could like play around with and do cool stuff. Like their Stadium Series jersey that they just came out with. That's
a
the right vibe. Like if you
black
just color
like a
swap that,
yeah,
yeah.
that is
Like
instantly
like
a much better
they
jersey
had
though
never
for
done
this.
a black jersey in their history, and you get this piece of garbage. Like
Honestly, even if the
yeah.
Devils just
I
added
hate this
red
so
in
much.
between the striping on this jersey, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got,
I just
I can at least accept it here. You know,
it's just such like a wet fart of a jersey. Like it's just this one. This one is one that almost angers me that it exists. Like again, like you make this big deal. It's your first black jersey in history. And it's just awful. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing exciting about it. The jersey word, like I hate that it's become such of a meme because this jersey should not get that much airtime. Like it's like I just want it to sit in the corner and like be ashamed. Like
If I had
want it.
left it, would
I
you
don't
guys
want
have
it on
taken?
my screen.
Would neither of you had taken it? If
Absolutely not. Well,
I
it was higher than some. I mean, it depends on what was left, but I think it was at at this time that you picked it. It's my third lowest.
okay,
So there's a chance. It would have to have worked out perfectly for me to take it.
yeah, I might have taken it on the way back.
okay,
Yeah, it's hard to say it's the absolute worst one.
cool.
This is a weird one because do I do a little bit of gamesmanship or do I pick the one that I actually think is better?
Mm.
Hmm.
I mean, at this point, you're stuck with something pretty shitty. So gamesmanship might
You
honestly
know
be
what?
the
Yeah,
way to guarantee you don't get.
I'm gonna pull the gamesmanship card, and I think that like if I were picking if I were actually just picking an order of these, going like just picking myself, I think this would be second last, and I would have taken in that spot. But I'm gonna go Toronto's
Interesting.
alternate
That's what I
because
figured.
it's
Yeah.
not a good jersey by any means, but the idea, especially with the reversibility, is really cool.
Yes, that's the one redeeming quality.
Yeah,
And I
agreed.
don't
That
think it's
was
a
one I.
bad thing with this and with like the all-star jerseys. I think collabing with a big pop star is actually kind of a good idea, and it gets more eyes on
Mhm.
your team, your league, this team, everything like that. So,
Yeah. On one
It's
hand,
also interesting
and
to
especially
me.
the
Oh, go
Toronto
ahead.
connection too with Biebs and everything like that, and the hockey connection with him. Like I think all of that makes so much sense.
yeah,
I think this one is it's really interesting to me. I think one thing that I'm shocked they did so well with it is it's a black jersey, but it still feels like it fits in the Toronto Maple Leafs brand, which like is kind of wild to me.
That's a fair point. It's not good, but it kind of does fit in their brand when you really think of it.
I
Like it
guess.
feels like a Leafs jersey somehow. Um, it's not great. I honestly like it more than most of this other stuff. Like, I was definitely going to take it. Um, so maybe
It
that's good
really does.
gamesmanship there.
It really does kind of
But
feel like if the Leafs had to have a black jersey, what would it look like? This is it.
Yeah.
yeah, I think one thing I might do for a different Leafs black jersey is like take their home jersey and make the base black, but leave the blue between the white arm stripes. That way the black and blue
I
don't
was thinking that
touch.
myself. That would look pretty solid.
Um,
Like if you basically just velcroed striped their home jersey, like leave the white, blue, white, and then white at the bottom, and then the blue underneath. And I think you have a pretty solid base there. Like, you know, still nothing to write home about, and something that you probably don't need,
mm,
but something that's at least respectable.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about these last two picks. Um, I think this next one, actually, this is not how I had it ranked in my list. It's actually like five back of the other one. But looking at it now, I think this is the best remaining one by far. And that's actually the much maligned Carolina Hurricanes black jersey. Uh,
Yeah.
I I don't like it, but honestly, seeing it amongst what remains and what's been around this, I feel bad that it's still here. And I think this is one that's hurt by how good the red one is. Um, and that this one truly isn't awful, but because it's replacing something so good, it's hard to think happy thoughts about it.
There's
Yeah.
also just like one or two mind-boggling decisions, particularly that shoulder yoke. Like,
The shoulder yoke is whack.
why is it gray and not black? And why do you have a red thing, like red outline there? Like, mainly the gray, honestly. Like, why is it a gray that's pretty much nowhere else on the uniform? Is it anywhere
In
else
my
on the
head,
uniform?
no, I'm a little bit intrigued to see what if you replaced the gray with a red yoke.
That
Like,
actually
I
would
don't know
make
that
this
I'd like it.
uniform very redeemable, I think.
I think if
I
you
think
do
so too.
that, you do it with the like thin Winter Classic yoke. I wouldn't fit at all in context, but I think for balancing reasons, it would look
Right.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
I'm struggling
fair.
with. Is like it's very a retro thing, and this I feel like is a very modern jersey, but I don't hate the thought. I'm
I
intrigued.
feel like if you have a red shoulder yoke and then maybe put that gray other like on the cuffs, I think you have something decent.
That's fair.
Um, this next one I feel pretty good about. I don't like this jersey. I don't really hate it. I hate the other two. So Senators home.
And in that case, I'm going to go with the jersey that uh, I would have picked above this Toronto one had I, not known that Justin absolutely despises it for a reason that I don't entirely understand. And honestly, this should, be a couple spots higher in my opinion. It's Tampa's leaked upcoming alternate.
Yeah,
I
that was
don't
the one I was
understand your
debating
hate
with
for.
in the Jersey.
I don't really understand your hate for it because it at least has actual striping on it. Like
But it's a
again, it's not
Walmart
great,
ass
and
generic.
I do like that it has that callback to the victory stripes, but like
I
it's
think something funny I
it's
just realized about this
it's fine.
is based on the way it looks from a distance because like the blue and black are not great contrast,
No,
but it almost looks just like the hypothetical Leaf jersey we described of
Fair,
the
yeah.
white stripes and then blue in between. I don't know on this
yeah,
one like I hate that it's a generic striping. It's a generic black jersey. It has black laces on it for no reason at all.
that part is
It has a very generic logo to like literally this is just generic on generic with more generic thrown on top of it. Um,
you're not
but that
talking me
being
out of
said,
like I don't mind where I picked it, but you're not wrong on any of those.
yeah, and that
Yeah,
being said, I think with the last two jerseys, I think you made the right choice.
yeah.
The
So
shark stuff is horrid.
two things.
That was my 51st from the start.
Yeah, two things. One, I just switched back from working the tier list, and I forgot that you guys were wearing the same Pens jersey repeatedly, and I literally cracked. And then two, when I mentioned that Tampa's other alt doesn't have a single redeemable quality, San Jose's isn't much better. It does have one redeemable quality, and that is the microchip pattern in between.
Yep.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, but it's
You
unseeable.
also
Like
can at
up
least
close, it's cool.
You can also at least see the numbers
Also fair.
on that one too, compared to
I think you
Tampa's.
can
I
see the
can't
numbers on the
honestly
Tampa's
like
one.
looking at it. I can't believe how early you took Tampa's alternate, like that 2018 one, Justin.
Honestly, like
Like it's not that early, but it considering what was left, it was definitely early in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I would have been if I had ended up with that last overall, I would have legitimately gone on a rant about like this jersey sucks and has no redeemable qualities. I did it
like looking
anyways.
at the rest of looking at the rest that I picked, I prefer it to those three. I definitely prefer it to the Oilers. Definitely prefer like because that was the last like that was when we were coming up the ladder. Like I think the Canucks jersey is better, but that was picked before. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing after that that I feel like I really missed out on.
I'll say it again. I solidly think that Tampa 2018 one is the worst NHL jersey ever, just because it really just looks plain black. Like if the
Yeah,
numbers
I'm a
were
lot.
white,
I think I'm
if
a
the
lot
numbers
higher on
were
this
at
one
least
just because
white
I
or
like
gray
the
instead of an
font.
outline, I could maybe see San Jose's that stealth one going there. But because it also pretty much is just plain black with you can't
That
really see
stealth one, and
those
it's
stripes.
not. It's
So.
an awful picture for. Well, it's a good picture because it shows how. But like the logo isn't even
Yeah,
seeable. Like it is like just the
true. I guess that's
and
one
like the
thing that
Leafs one
Tampa
isn't really
one has
better
over
on.
it. Yeah.
Is it has a visible logo. I think too. I might be mistaken, but I think especially looking at the NHL uniforms mock-up, I think the material on the Tampa logo and the number outlines might even be reflective,
Mhm.
like some bikers wear, sort of. So I
I
think it
think
does
it was,
catch in the
yeah.
stadium likes a lot better than it does like on a flat rendering. So I think the numbers are decently visible still. I honestly don't recall. It's been a long time since I've seen this one in a game, but yeah, I do think like it's weird to me that that was like my fourth last pick, like, and there were three behind it. But again, looking at what I picked after it, and even looking at what y'all had picked after that, like, I don't like the jersey more than it. I don't like the Ducks anniversary more than it. Maybe the Leafs, but that's really the only one I'd even consider.
Yeah. All in all,
Again,
I,
where
I think
they're
from
all bad at that point.
yeah, I think from both this draft and the first draft, I think one thing I've realized is that I was really overrating how well of a job Adidas did in general.
Agreed.
Like there
Yeah,
is a
same.
lot of really bad jerseys here, or jerseys that very much are obvious downgrades.
Yeah,
Where
and I
it's
mean
like,
this doesn't even factor in like, and maybe people bump up Adidas because of the direct throwbacks, which I know we filtered out, but like that's kind of a fart to me from like a
yeah,
like cool you brought back a jersey you already knew people liked, but yeah I agree. I mean I think I was surprised not so much by the bad ones but by just the meh ones. Like there's a
yeah.
lot more mid tier stuff than I had recalled, um, but yeah. Yeah,
Now,
this
it's
is like
almost an
going through this process has
interesting
made me kind of sad. I'm like, oh, Adidas was just kind of okay.
it's almost an interesting thing to think about too with like Reebok compared to Adidas. Would you rather have like Reebok who's trying some new things and kind
Yes,
of not doing so well,
absolutely.
especially with like the weird elements they had, like the piping, that kind of stuff, versus Adidas
Yeah,
sticking a lot more to like traditional jersey striping.
Thing is,
In like
Adidas.
if you look at like some of these, like the Toronto one, the San Jose one, there, Tampa Bay's leaked current one or leaked new one, stuff like that, or like
they're all the
Ottawa,
same striping.
Carolina, these like late picks versus like something that's just a mess of like piping and stuff like that.
I think I'd rather have Reebok because by the end of the Reebok era, most of that piping stuff was gone. Like
I
I think it
think
was
that's
very clear that they
yeah.
tried it, it didn't work, and they pivoted. And like the stuff, like especially like thinking about like the end of Reebok, like they went from the piping heavy Panthers to like the new Panthers, which
Yeah,
is
honestly,
glorious.
I think that's a
Um,
fair assessment because looking at that 2016-17 season,
Yeah,
I mean you've got piping on Buffalo for some reason, Calgary for some reason,
yeah,
Colorado still had their shitty ones that they
Apron,
started with.
Yeah.
And like
that's an interesting longer conversation. Did Reebok leave the NHL in a better place than Adidas
is this a conversation that we want to have now?
I'm cool either way.
It's 12:30, and I feel like
yes.
that could be an episode of itself.
I agree.
That's fair.
I agree.
So
Because honestly, I don't even know where I stand on it at this point.
yeah, I'm gonna need some time to
Yeah,
dwell
that's
on
one to
that.
think on, and maybe we can bring it back. But
Yeah.
I feel like I'm leaning a certain way, but I'll have to think on it. But we'll leave that question open for now.
Thank you for listening to the Jersey Nerds podcast. Check out our website at jerseynerds.wordpress.com to find the latest news, concepts, podcasts, and more. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at @the_Jersey Nerds, or just find all the links down in the description of the episode.